Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English. In our today's video, we'll try to understand why are tribals protesting against Union government's Ken-Betwa River Linking Project. Now, the reason why we have picked up this particular topic for our today's discussion is very clear. I'm 100% sure that all of you are aware that yesterday, that was Monday in Delhi, hundreds and thousands of people actually protested. That was for education reforms. But 650 kilometers away from Delhi, in the state of Madhya Pradesh, people are protesting for months. And on Monday morning, that was July the 19th, the MP police personnel arrived in Kupi village in Chhatarpur district and they cleared a protest site where hundreds of villagers who were mostly tribals, they were demonstrating for 2 weeks against the Ken-Betwa Link project, which is India's first ever river linking project. Not just that, they were also protesting against some of the irrigation projects of the Madhya Pradesh government. Now, in this regard, how the protests were happening and why the protests were happening become important. Now, first let us deal with how the protests were happening. There, a local activist, Mr. Amit Bhatnagar, who is also the founder of Jai Kisan Sangathan, he had been on an indefinite hunger strike for 14 days, and after the police intervened, he was taken to a nearby government hospital where he is continuing his protest, albeit under the monitoring of doctors. Now, the visuals from the protest side actually became very important. There, the villagers, men and women, they could be seen placing a noose around their neck, similar way in how you hang a convict to death. This was, according to them, called as Phansi Satyagraha. Similarly, some other villages, they light on a symbolic pyre that they have laid inside water. According to them, this was an instance of Jal and Chita Satyagraha. They also raised slogans. They said, either give us justice or kill us, called as Nyay do ya maar do. Right? Now, let us try to understand why they were protesting it. Now, you need to know that this protest was first held in the month of April this very year, and it was relaunched earlier this month after the discussions that underway between the tribals and the government failed to reach to a conclusion. Now, the protesters, they have been demanding improved rehabilitation and compensation packages for the people who have been displaced by the Ken-Betwa River Linking Project, and they have also alleged many irregularities when it comes to selection of the beneficiaries of such rehabilitation project. So, what is this project all about? Why are there concerns relating to such project? This is what we are going to understand in our today's video. And the notes which I will be using for our today's session, you can also download them by going to a Telegram channel called as ATS Live. So let us start our today's discussion by understanding what is Ken-Betwa River Linking Project. Now, Union government back in 1980 gave a proposal. This proposal was called as a National Perspective Plan. In this National Perspective Plan, which was brought by then Union Ministry of Irrigation and Central Water Commission, the government had a epiphany. This epiphany or the idea meant that there are some rivers in India who had surplus water. So why don't we transfer surplus water from rivers which had plenty of them to those rivers which did not have enough water, called as deficit rivers, right? So this plan basically included interlinking of two rivers where water would be transferred from a water surplus river to a water deficit river. And these projects will be implemented in both Himalayan rivers as well as peninsular rivers, which total to about 30 projects in total, and the first implementation was Ken-Betwa River Linking Project. This Ken-Betwa River Linking Project actually means to transfer surplus water in the Ken River by construction of Dodhan Dam and a 221 kilometers canal which would be linked to the water deficit Betwa River. Now, you need to understand this project, that is Ken-Betwa River Linking Project, is located in a particular part of the country which is known as Bundelkhand region. And you might know that Bundelkhand region is our country's one of the most socially and economically backward region. And it is spread across two states, that is the northern part of Madhya Pradesh and the southern part of the state of Uttar Pradesh. And this is a partly hilly region which is known for its drought and water shortages. So what the government wants to do, it wants to transfer surplus water from Ken to Betwa River. And not just that, Madhya Pradesh is also going to be the site for similar such 3 interlinking projects in the future. Now, what does the government want by implementation of this project? Now, first of all, the government wants to solve the water crisis in this region, which is known to be drought prone, and provide drinking water to as much as 6.4 million people spread across 12 districts of Madhya Pradesh and 10 districts of Uttar Pradesh. Additionally, this project will also provide annual irrigation support to as much as 10.62 lakh hectares of land. And this project will also be able to generate 103 megawatt of hydropower and 27 megawatt of solar power. So government wants to provide drinking water, irrigation support and power generation by interlinking of Ken-Betwa River through this project. And this is India's first interlinking of river project. Now, what are the concerns associated with this project? Let us try to understand this. Then only we'll be able to figure out why are so many tribals protesting against this particular project. The first concern associated with the people who are affected by this project is because of the displacement that has taken place. Now, we need to understand whenever government would construct canal by interlinking of 2 rivers, it would naturally mean people who inhabit that area would have to be displaced away from it, right? And it is expected that 7,193 families, most of them belonging to Gond and Kol tribals, living across 14 villages in Chhatarpur district and 8 villages in Panna district, both of which are in Madhya Pradesh, they would be facing displacement under this project. And as a result, at least 5 of Madhya Pradesh government works, in addition to Ken-Betwa project, is also facing protest. Now, why are these protests happening? Let us try to understand each and every concern by one. First is the cost of compensation that the government is going to pay to the tribals. And tribals, as you can understand, because they are protesting, they are not happy with the amount of compensation they are receiving. Now, government has promised that we are going to compensate each and every family who has been displaced by giving them 12.5 lakh rupees of funds per family. But the protesters actually want that each adult living in that family should be counted as one unit. So government should compensate 12.5 lakh rupees not per family, but by per each and every adult which is living in that family. In addition to that, the tribals are also not happy for the cutoff date that would mark their eligibility and ineligibility. The tribals say that the current date should be fixed rather than the earlier cutoff date of February 16th, 2024. And as far as other Madhya Pradesh projects are concerned, the irrigation projects that I was talking about, there the rehabilitation victims, they also want the same compensation that the union government is offering for the displaced victims of the Ken-Betwa River project. So this is the first grievance of it. That is, people want more compensation for the government because they are getting displaced away from their lands. The second problem that the tribals actually have is the serious irregularities, according to them, which has happened in survey and selection processes. Now, according to many people, the many tribals who are protesting, many people who have no connection with the villages or who have moved away from the villages years ago, they have been included in the rehabilitation plan. But many genuine residences who have been facing the rehabilitation, they have been left out from the compensation. In addition to that, how this project was actually approved is also under scrutiny. Now, as you already know, in any area where there are tribal majority, the approval of such plan should go through Gram Sabha. And many tribals actually alleged that you have gotten this plan approved from Gram Sabha through wrongful means. So these are another set of grievances. Third set of grievances is that the protesters have also accused the authorities that they have been illegally and forcibly evicted from their homes without even the fact that they have not received full compensation yet. And in order to force their eviction, the government has disconnected their electricity and filed false police cases against them, which is as many as against 250 people in that area. Now, let us try to understand what are some environmental concerns associated with this project. Now, the Ministry of Environment as well as a Central Empowered Committee of the Supreme Court has highlighted that this project might potentially impact the local ecology and wildlife, because majority area of this project passes through a protected area, that is the Panna Tiger Reserve, and this main concern is associated with felling of trees in order to make the canal. Now what has happened, that according to Jal Shakti Ministry, this project would amount to felling of more than 17,000 of trees, and 12,404 trees along has been felled, which is in the area of the Panna Tiger Reserve forest. Now concerns have also raised by the fact that this project may hurt the tiger reintroduction program which the government started in 2009, because the local population of tiger had become extinct. So government brought tigers from other protected area and relocated them to the Panna Tiger Reserve. And after you're felling down the trees, after this disruption of the local ecology which would happen after the construction of Ken-Betwa River Linking Project, the population of tigers are under threat. So this is one set of the environmental plan. Second set of environmental problem that is associated with this project has been highlighted by the Central Empowered Committee, and it is related to the endangered species that are found in the near vicinity like vultures, mahasil fish as well as gharial, and these are located in the Ken Gharial Sanctuary which is also in the near vicinity. Now the Central Empowered Committee of the Supreme Court actually flagged various wildlife clearances that was given to this project, saying that the authorities had not considered its full impact on Gharial Sanctuary and the vulture nesting sites which are located in the vicinity, and therefore there would be serious impacts on the riverine flora and the fauna of the Ken River, and it would negatively impact the unique ecosystem of the region, because it will lead to water deficit and rainfall deficit in the region, right? So this has been the concern associated by the victims of displacement, the environmental concerns, and that is the reason why people are protesting. And government in clearing of this protest site actually means that they are not very serious about addressing the concerns of the local people. Now before we solve a practice question relating to the topic that we have discussed, there is an important announcement. Right now, up till today, that is 21st of July, we are taking admissions in our P2F foundation courses. These foundation courses are provided to you in SMART model. SMART model means structured classes, mentorship, assessment, revision and test series. Now all of these batches would provide you classes for all the subjects of UPSC, be it major subjects like polity, economy, history and geography, or minor subjects like internal security, international relations, society, social justice, etc. Now classes for all the subjects, that is GS and CSAT, will be provided. Optional batches are offered separately. For GS P2F foundation courses, if you take admission by today, you are going to get maximum discounts of 7, that is the course will be available to you at 7,999. Now this 7,999 that you pay gets you access to a course for a year. Now how much this amount of money actually translates into real life? Let me help you break down the maths. Now 7,999 rupees, for simplicity let us consider this as 8,000 rupees. 8,000 rupees a year translates into rupees 660 per month, right? Relatively a large amount of money. So but this is the amount of money that you have to pay for a month. Now let us consider how much amount of money you are paying for a day. 660 rupees per month translates into 22 rupees per day. Do you know the cost of a half of a liter of milk? It is somewhere around 28 to 30 rupees right now. So you're getting admissions to a course where 1,000+ hours of live classes, in addition to mentorship, test series, interview guidance program, daily answer writing, all of this will be available to you at a cost of 22 rupees per day, which is less than the cost that you pay for a half of a liter of milk, not just 1 liter, half of a liter of milk, right? Now, how to get this discount? You can get this discount if you put the code ATS live before making the payment, and please remember this is the last date. Today is 21st of July, and if you take admissions by the end of the day today, 21st of July, you're gonna get the courses at this particular rate. Otherwise, you'll end up paying more amount of money. Right? So this is all from my side for today's discussion. Before we end our today's discussion, this is the question that I'd want you to solve. This is linked to the exact topic that we have covered today. Okay. Now please do let me know the correct answers, and if you want to download the notes, this is where they would be made available on the Telegram channel called as ATS Live. So this is all from my side for today. Please have a very good day. We'll see each other again quite soon.